Alright, it is late March 1862. Just go over a few things with you. Um, Out west here, the only battle that happened this turn was I did take Santa Fe. Uh, the battle. Put up here. I lost 92, he lost 153. Says I engaged the Santa Fe militia. Um, this doesn't look like militia, it looks like regular. I'm not sure why this is here, but I took the city. Maybe I pushed the militia out or something, I don't know. I'm very low cohesion right now, so I'm not going to be making any more pushes. I'm not even going to attack this unit this turn. Um, or I may change my mind, I may attack it, we'll see. Everything else here, I mean, it looks like he may be trying to push down here eventually. Got my cab unit going out there. I'm actually going to have to pull this unit back. I didn't think that, well, I probably wouldn't have changed it anyway, but this guy doesn't have a wagon, so I could sit here with a wagon and it would pull from the supply stocks here, but sitting out here alone, he's not attached to this unit, so I'm gonna have to pull him back so he can get fed and then move him back out there. Eventually I'll move one of these wagons I got down there as well. I just need them right now for my little campaign out here. I'm gonna see if I can take all this. We'll see. Nothing's really happening in Missouri and Arkansas. He did move his unit in with mine at the same time. I was on passive at the time. I'm just going to kind of see if I can attack them and pull out. I'm starting to move my guys up. Hopefully, it looks like it'll take 3 turns. Hopefully the weather clears and won't be as long. I had those guys in Texas, that cavalry in Texas, so I'm moving back east. Down in New Orleans, it's the same. Keeping my fleet right here for now. I can build a lot more Missouri units. I was thinking about using all my conscripts and stuff to try to get all of them out at one time. But like I said, if he pulls a big force down here and takes it, I feel like it'd be a waste if I'm sitting here building a whole bunch of them and it's just wasted. So I'm only kind of doing maybe 2 or 3, 1 or 2 or 3 each turn. That way I just don't get caught with my pants down with, 10 units building here and he just takes it and it's just a huge waste of money. So I'm just kind of slowly building them to get out of there. I'm building a couple more big brigades here, these Mississippi brigades that I'll push up here eventually. I'm moving around some generals a little bit. I'm not going to really waste time getting into that right now, but I'm kind of moving them around to better areas that I see fit. I moved those Rangers out last turn. I'm going to get some down here, kind of see what he's got in here, and I may make a push to take that fort if he doesn't have much in there. We'll see. I don't know if that's going to happen. I would expect him to invade again. I do see up here he's got a fleet, and it says ship, 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 regular, regular, irregular. So, I mean, I think that's infantry in there. I don't know if it's just like one regiment, like a couple of regiments, or if that's like a division. Sometimes you can't tell. A lot of times, if it's in an area you can't see very well, it may say regular, regular, but it could be a division or a brigade or whatnot. Now, if these are divisions, I'm fairly confident if he goes to Charleston or Savannah that I'll be fine. New Orleans, I'll be fine. I would imagine he's either going to go to Wilmington, Mobile, or he might land a unit down here in Texas. So we'll see. I'm going to keep an eye on that. I did run the turn. The thing about it is, like, when you run the turn, you can actually see some things that you can't see on the map here. So, for instance, I saw while I was running the turn, I could see he had some ships moving through here, like this area, and I think it went past here. So I'm pretty sure he's got something down here, some kind of fleet down here, so he may be landing somewhere else as well. I don't imagine why he'd send a fleet down here unless that's what he's doing it for. Unless he wants to put some more ships down here in the blockade, which is, that's possible. But we'll keep an eye on that. I was able to form another division in Richmond. Oh, just messed that up. I am moving in up to Jackson, and that way he will have 3 divisions and he will be a good solid core. And that's probably all I'll be putting up with him for a good while, and I'll move this little small division out once he gets there. I think the next division I'm going to put is down here. Try to get a good division here, and then of course I'll probably reinforce Longstreet with the next one. Other than that, I don't foresee me building up in that area anymore. Of course, I'm trying to even out these divisions as well. Good grief. Every time you click on something, it moves something around. This guy's, it's okay division, I guess. It's made up of a little more cav, some volunteers, but I got 1 full good division here. And then I got almost 2 here. So I'll be working on that. Other than that, not much happened. As far as events go, new Secretary of State, +3 foreign entry, which I've never seen that turn in the game. So it doesn't really do anything. The Confederate government passes its first draft law, so that gave me 100 extra conscripts and 5 tons of war supply, which I won't need war supply for the rest of the game. I'll need it, but I'll have plenty. I'm still fine on money. Like I said, I'll be hurting after a little while. Although I feel like I've managed my money pretty well. Like, I haven't ran out yet. And like I said, the reason for that is I really didn't put in much into paying a premium for volunteers. That being said, because I don't think I've seen Tim raise taxes yet. So he's got to be somewhat limited on troops maybe, or what he can do. I'm not sure if he's hurting on money. I don't know. Well, he's not hurting, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know if it... See, I raise taxes and do war bonds every time I get. I have the morale to spend. And the only reason he wouldn't is because he doesn't want to sacrifice his morale. So I feel like me being kind of, not pumping out as many troops at the start as I could have, like if I would have paid a premium. I don't know, maybe that come back to hurt me. I'm not sure, but I'm trying to not waste my money on things I don't need. Like, I remember the first game we played. So these are units you can buy and stuff. Like the first game I played, I put a lot of, like, I'd put chits into heavy artillery. I'd build heavy artillery units, and they're very expensive. I would do, I'd build some engineers, maybe some signal guys here. So I'm trying to just be very careful on what I spend my money on, because this stuff is expensive. Like, it's $48 there, and like the heavy artillery and stuff, like that's 48. So like 12 pounders are 24. Oddly enough, like the 10 pounders are more expensive than 12. I'm not sure why that is. I don't think they perform better. I could be wrong about that, but there's that. Kentucky is still neutral, so I guess in a way that's good. You can see them raising troops here. Like, you see this little number here, a little 6 next to the city. So he's raising troops there. He's not really doing anything there. I can see him kind of over here in Pennsylvania. Like, this is a good place to raise Pennsylvania troops because it's kind of right here. So he's got 6 here. I don't know if you can see up in, he's got 5 there. Now some of these are fixed units. 2. I'm not sure you really see what you can up here, so I don't know where he's building all this stuff. I do know he's building some there in Pennsylvania and up here in Kentucky. So we'll see. Although it's going to be interesting in the next couple of turns just to see what he's got in these ships here, plus that other fleet that was down in towards Florida. He's going to land somewhere. I still don't know where Grant is. I did see, like I said, when you're running the turns, you can see certain things. I saw where I think Hooker came in here somewhere, or at least it said he arrived in Fairfax. So I don't see Grant though, so I don't know where he is. I don't know what's going on, but I'm sure he's going to want to hit me this spring. That's pretty much it. I'll send this over to him.
Okay. March 1862, late March. McClellan removed from Commander-in-Chief. Now he's still in command of the Army of the Potomac historically, and this is when he's moving up the James down here towards Richmond, and Lincoln wanted him to focus all of his attention down here rather than trying to maintain the entire eastern and western theater, and so that's why this happened. Okay, so we probably matched over here in the Shenandoah, and we're matched largely down here in Manassas. What I want to try and do in the summer is maneuver him out of Manassas. And the only way I'm going to do that is one of 2 ways. One, make him think that these 2 forces are split and won't be able to support each other in the event of a battle. And then him have to like kind of rejigger the board to get these guys supported. Or 2, for me to make a move on Richmond by going down here to Stafford and threatening Fredericksburg, which might be the way to do it. Now, the challenge with that is if I do that, he could counter by trying to make a move on DC if I don't have enough forces to prevent that. And right now, given what he has up here and given what I have right up here, because of my investments in infrastructure and throwing a lot of my forces over in the west, I just don't have the numbers yet to make this move. But what I am going to try and do over the next couple of months is get myself in a position to actually do that, because I want to go into the fall owning Manassas and then really having this area right here. But my big move is going to be over here in the west, moving on, taking Nashville, potentially down in this area, if not Memphis. I'm moving Grant up here because if he does reveal, so he sends some spies here, and he sees Grant here, he's going to know that the attack's going to come. It's going to come from Cairo. So moving Grant back. I'm currently building out these forces. It's not perfect yet. I'm going to give Thomas 2 more artillery. Pope's all built out. Lyon is going to lead the attack on Fort Henry. And under him is going to be Shields, who I'm still building out. And then I have Gilbert's Corps, which is going to be Sherman, Davis, and Green. I just created divisions for all these guys. Their stats are a little messed up, but this is 2-2. He's a 1-2, but with this nice little fort bonus. And then Sherman's a 3-3, maybe? I'm not sure. So that's what's going on here. I'm focusing on Cairo. We didn't take Sullivan, Missouri just yet, but my idea is going to be to get military control here, set up some supply, and then use this as the launching off point down to here. He did destroy the city here, which actually works out for us because I could care less. I want the rail line. That's all I really care about. So I'm gonna get military control of this. Get the rail line going. That'll connect it to Sullivan, Missouri, and then we'll have this nice little buffer to use as a launching off point west of the Mississippi. Now over here in Fayetteville, he's got a pretty good sized force. He's pretty much focused, I think, his entire western force over here, or far west in Fayetteville, which is fine because if he's all over here, he's not going to be here protecting Little Rock. And so what I want to do is send probably 2 divisions down towards Little Rock and then force him to decide whether to hold here or pull back. Because I also got forces up here, not quite a division, but pretty close. All right, we're going to jump over here. By the way, our armies, I had to do this because if I tried to make a Grant an army commander, which is the only one that I really cared about, all these guys, 4 of these dudes would have been really pissed off. Butler, Fremont, McClellan, Banks, although I think Fremont might have already been an army commander. I would have lost a ton of morale promoting Grant over all these guys. So that's why I just said, screw it. I can do 6 armies. We'll do it. The one that loses out right now is Buell, who's up here. Which, he's not a bad army commander, to be honest with you. But he does have this slow movement penalty. So usually what you want to do with him is have him as an army commander, but have your corps doing all the action. That way they don't suffer this negative modifier. All right. And then over here far west, I'm pushing down to eastern Arizona. The reason being is that he moved up and he took Santa Fe this turn. It's a very small battle, so I'm not going to show it. But my concern is in a couple months, he could be up here. So I'm slowly pulling back with the intent of turning around as soon as he turns around. But if he wants to go north, fine, cool. I'll gladly take New Mexico and El Paso. So I think once he sees what I have here, almost a full division, he'll probably turn around. And then I can just come down, take Santa Fe back. I am bringing over reinforcements, as you saw last turn. They're going to get deposited in California. And then I'm going to send them down, obviously, to reinforce. So slowly reinforcing Arizona. Long, arduous process, but we definitely have the numbers. And it, quite frankly, is impossible for the Confederacy to hold over here if the Union makes a committed effort to take it. And I'm going to, because I want the strategic points of El Paso and eastern Arizona and Santa Fe, obviously. But then I also want Texas, Austin, San Antonio, and Houston, and Galveston. And the easiest ways to get to these 4 is from the far west, using these forts. You can get there from Arkansas also, but again, that's contingent on you taking Arkansas, which can be difficult if the Confederacy makes a concerted effort to hold it. All right, so I brought him down here. I haven't engaged his ironclad yet. I'm going to hold out here. Hopefully he's bringing his ironclads down to unite with his river fleet. And if that's what he's doing, then we will catch him here. Nothing else going on in the comments, I don't think. Yeah, it's the Santa Fe battle. Training's almost done for a bunch of guys. Merchant ships. Extra money from the steel that was left over. Suffering damage to the fleet due to the weather. Alright. I think it's about everything. Here's the builds. Putting more stuff in replacement chits because we're down a little bit on the line infantry. 2% on inflation. And then we are doing rail and river. All right, let's run the turn. Also did more telephone lines in other areas that are money producing that are 75. So once our telephone lines are done, we'll have, or telegraph lines, we'll have 80 total development, making those areas rich, which theoretically means they'll make a little bit more money per turn. All right, sweet. We won this. And to be honest with you, when he sees that we have almost 8,000 troops that we just took Arizona with, I think he's going to think twice about pushing further north from Santa Fe. Just a guess. That's why I did this. Say, hey, do you really want to go for my gold mines? I don't think so. Me holding my gold mines are more important to me than El Paso. So that's why I decided to push down now, show my hand, and then force him to make a decision. I'm going to build a supply depot here in eastern Arizona. Start building up supply. That's the biggest trouble you'll have in the far west, is the issue of maintaining supply for your forces. So what you end up having to do is, like I did here in western Arizona, building a, well, no, so I built a fort in, did I build a fort? I don't know. I thought I did something here, supply reason. But I took western Arizona because there's a redoubt here that pulls supply forward. Then I'm going to build a depot in eastern Arizona to again pull supply forward. So that's why we do it. And hopefully the game's not stuck because this is taking way too long. Okay, so whatever was up with the glitch, fixed it. Not much happened that turn, except as you saw, we moved down into eastern Arizona. Kearney is now a 2-star, which is nice. So I made him a corps commander. We only have roughly 6 divisions here at the moment, and we don't have the best of generals. We do have Meager, who's got a 3 attack. Brought Burns down, he's got 2 defense. And then Kearney, who's a good corps commander. And then Hooker, but otherwise not much else. So that's what we got going on down here. Also got a little bit more money because of the war supplies being over 500. Also, one thing I didn't notice that I picked up on while I was doing this turn, blockade's now 50%. That's because we took this fort here blockading Charleston. So taking this one fort, which was super easy, by the way, increased the blockade by 15%. And all I have protecting here at the moment is about half a division. Now, I know people argue that, well, that's half a division you could be using to go on the offensive somewhere. Yes, that's true. But that 15% blockade takes a small percentage of money away from him every single turn. Now, if I hold Sumter from now until the end of the game, and say the game goes until 65, that's a big chunk of change the CSA does not have to use. So I think it's well worth it. And I'm probably going to also do it to, let's see here, down here, take Fort Fisher, because New Hanover makes some good money for the Confederacy as well. I want to say it's their number 3 or 4 money producer. So again, if I can knock that out, that'd be great. I've got a good power force up here. What's going on? What are my guys? Oh, okay. I want to send him back. I think I misclicked and he didn't go back the last turn. Here's what McClellan's training up. I got a whole bunch more guys coming to him, so he'll be plenty busy. Again, my strategy for the East is militia, train them to line, send them to the front. Because in 62, I don't really plan on going on a full-on offensive in the east, but I do in the west. So in the west, I'm building more mixed regiments that have conscripts and line infantry instead of just militia. And then I brought Siegel down to Cairo to kind of help finalize the training up of these units, because Kentucky should be flipping anytime now. And when they do, I want to make sure I'm in a position to actually go on the offensive towards Fort Henry, Nashville, etc. I'm not able to take the city for some odd reason. It's besieged right now. Got an artillery unit here, so should be able to take it. But I'm gonna move a infantry unit down, ensure I can take it, and just go from there. Okay, and then we did get some new generals this turn. We got this guy, Cook, who's got a bonus against Indians, which might work against these guys. That's why I'm bringing him over here. And to be honest, I might 31 save this guy here. But again, 134, not helpful. Okay. Transports got a 74 money this turn. I bought 4 more transports, by the way, this turn, and the goal is the next couple months to have exhausted the pool. We have, let's see here. Oh. Only 14 more to build, so if I do 4 a turn, that's roughly, you know, 3.5 turns, 4 turns. We'll be done with that. So that's the plan. Whoops, I don't want to do that. Okay. Grant's up here hiding in case he spies on Cairo. I think that's everything I wanted to show you. Here's our money for the turn. Good on conscripts, obviously, because we in the early game dedicated a lot of generals towards the bonuses to conscripts. Rail pool, not river pool this turn, because I want to spend on troops. And speaking of which, built troops over in the west, and then militia in the east. Definitely need artillery. I'm hurting on artillery across the board. So the next time I have a lump sum of money, I'm going to build a lot of artillery. And then here's our replacements. Pretty good. Okay. So I'm going to turn back over to Josh, and we'll go from there. I am, instead of keeping these guys down here, waiting for him, who's still here, as you can see, I'm going to send them after this guy over here and just see what we can get. Because why not, right? And speaking of which, I want to do that up here too, sorry. Just cycle them back and forth, trying to catch these guys. I'll also, when I have enough of a fleet, probably put them around here, one of these 2 areas, just bounce back and forth during the summer when the weather's better. And then maybe catch him trying to go back into port to resupply. But, yeah. And then my fleet going to California's got 25 more days, I believe. Yeah, 25 days. And that's 4 infantry regiments and a sharpshooter. The sharpshooter will make a big difference because I don't think he has sharpshooters. And it's pretty rare out here in the far west. So having him out here I think will be a big boost. I don't know why he's still there, but we're red and we'll attack him this turn. And then I'll build a supply depot. We've got really good supply down here. 859 supply, 262 ammo. Part of the reason is we have a depot down here plus a stockade. So we pulled forward a lot of supply, which is really good. And I had built a size 2 depot in Southern California. So again, if you want to be aggressive in the far west, the way you got to do it is invest in logistics, push your supply forward, and you'll be okay. Because then you can push forward as many troops as you want, overwhelm the CSA, and take the far west. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to send forward as many troops as you want because you can't feed them. And then there's a good likelihood you're going to lose because he's supplied, he's dug in, you're not supplied, you're not dug in, and you're very far forward. And as you can tell, it takes a long time to move guys from California down into Arizona and New Mexico. All right, thanks, guys.